Hey, what's up, traders? To watch this video for Friday. Can you believe it's Friday already? Or it will be tomorrow, December 10th. Starting off with the Daily SPY, we had a pretty nice run there, kind of retesting, pretty darn close to all-time highs. Are we starting to roll over? I don't know. You know, it's the holiday season. I don't expect a big move one way or another, over the rest of the year, but anything can happen. As far as a highlight from today, and this looks ugly, like a nasty reversal, but I call it PPSI. Probably would have looked about like this as an opening range breakout. So there, this vertical line was the beginning of the session. It's 5-minute candles. So the early high, 1085 right there. I called an opening range breakout in chat, which just basically means high of day. I actually, when the volume came in, I sent a market order. Somebody asked me in chat, how did you handle that trade? Did you use a limit, or where'd you get filled and all that? I sent a market order, which I also said, I do not recommend this. I'm very comfortable with TradeStation, been using it for years. But I saw the volume coming in, and I didn't even waste time using the matrix for my order entry. I just hit the buy at the market button, and I actually got filled before the high day break, 1075. Kind of took you, but I mean, probably a good thing, because I know I got several thank yous in chat, and I also know that there were people that were like, how did you get that, right? Because it happened so fast. I will take, when I see what Wayne calls the tape getting angry, I will take anticipation of a break trades all the time. To me, I'm more comfortable doing that than trying to time it or catch it the first few pennies above the high of day break. But somebody also said in the Q&A today, well, why did you pick PPSI? My answer was, it was already on the overnight list. Let me take today's candle out of it. Already on the overnight list because of this big short squeeze yesterday. And you've got some recent highs here that have broken, especially like over 12. Then you look to the left and you've got a 1244 high not far above. And it held up pretty well yesterday after that big run, right? So it landed on the watch list. And fast forward to today. Let's go to 5-minute candles again. And you can see what happened, right? Well, the minute it breaks the high of day, then you've got, which also, by the way, is pretty close to what some people use as a red to green, which is through the previous day's close. When you hear me use the phrase red to green, I'm talking about back through today's open, right? So this, for me, wasn't a red to green up here. It was a high of day break, opening range breakout, but it's also right at that close yesterday, which for many traders is a red to green. So there's kind of another reason. Plus, it had such a short squeeze yesterday. Another reason I liked it, it gapped down today, ran a little bit, and then rolled over and takes out the low of day. So as I said in chat during the Q&A, at this point, shorts are probably pretty emboldened because they're thinking, all right, everyone that jumped in on the gap down and thinking it's going to run like it did yesterday, they're all wrong, right? Every one of them is going, oh man, we screwed up. It's probably going to be heavy the rest of the day. So then when it kind of finds support and starts eking back up, that's when I said and you see a little bit of extra volume coming in. My thinking is, the shorts from this morning are going to be wrong, and if it breaks the highs after what it did yesterday, people are going to either panic buy and panic cover, and that's what you get. Look at the 5-minute candle. It goes from 1045 to 1235. That's in 5 minutes, and it would have gone farther, except that it had hit that volatility halt, then opened up here. I had 2 or 3 different sells over 14 after getting along here, so that was a really neat little trade for me, and I still feel like I could have managed it better and held more longer as far as size goes, but it was a big trade for me. Anyway, also, and this one broke my heart, LGVN, I called over the 5-minute high, but the problem is by the time I typed it out, sent it, I already missed the entry. That's one of those I guess I should have been on the mic for. And I've been trying to dissuade people from taking early trades, so it was unusual for me to call it. But it's such strength yesterday. I absolutely love this one over the 5-minute high, especially a red 5-minute candle, because you had sellers come in, sellers fail scenario right there with 1, 2, 3 potential catalysts stacked above, and it did this, and I didn't get it. And believe me, anyone who saw my idea posted in the chat didn't get it either. This had to be people that were watching this because it was a nice setup. So, that was kind of a heartbreaker for me because I absolutely loved it. There was one other heartbreaker that I blew and missed too, and I can't even remember what it was now. So, all right, anyway, there's some highlights from today. Here's what I'm watching for tomorrow. Remember, volume's been kind of lower and the market's been kind of choppy. So you know, you want to be careful. Make sure you're only trading A+ setups. So big volume, strong close like this one. But the problem is now in after hours, it went out in after hours at 250. So it's probably going to be a gapper tomorrow, and we'll see if it gives a clean setup. DWAC, really nice move here. And you could argue you've got much lower volume today. So I'm going to call this a quiet inside day and look for a possible third day play in DWAC, CFVI, which technically these two should run together. You had this really nice pop yesterday and then a red day today on much lower volume. Anytime in the next week or two, I love this back through 15. That would be, you know, break of today's high would break, you know, then you got 15, then you've got just above 15.19, and then you've got, I guess, what you call all-time highs at 15.48. So I'd love to see maybe a gap up. Anytime tomorrow, I would try this through 15 because of the stat catalyst and the nature of the way this thing's trading. But so far, I'm just going to put it kind of on bounce watch. That's just one area that I like. MITC, nice little strong chart here. Nice move over a couple recent highs. Hasn't been trading all that long, only since, March. And a nice volume spike for today. But it is worth noting that this big volume spike here, still only 500,000 shares. So that'll show you how thin this thing is. But I do want to keep an eye on it because it's a strong chart. I have very few stocks, by the way, very few charts that I could find tonight that are interesting for tomorrow. So what does that mean? I don't know. I'm just telling you, sometimes I find 15 to 20 charts that are interesting. I've got, I think, 9 on the list now, and I'm not that thrilled about 7 of them, or maybe 9 of them. I'm not sure. Anyway, CNTX, nice volume there, but closing well off its highs. We're going to see if that gives any kind of follow-through setup. I typed that wrong. AERC, one of the ugliest charts you'll ever see. But today, we've been watching this for a bounce recently, and today, and to my credit, I'm going to brag on myself a little bit. When it looked like this during the Q&A, I always try to say, well, this one might be interesting, this one might be interesting. And this is one that I mentioned during the Q&A today. I said this afternoon, if it breaks the highs, you have yesterday's high just above. And I also said it's not even close to that, so who knows if that's even going to happen. And lo and behold, look what happened. I didn't get it, by the way, but that did happen. But anyway, because of this big volume and a fairly strong close, I think this is worth watching tomorrow for a continuation of the bounce. Again, I'll show you the daily to show you how ugly it is. But then you could make the other argument that, like a week and a half ago, this was over $100. So, there might be some more bounce in it, right? That's AERC. EFOI had the gap up yesterday, sold off, and then today's kind of starting to curl back up. So that goes on long watch. HRTX, nice volume today, closing well off its highs. We're going to see if that gives a follow-through day. And then I found this crazy thing that might be worth watching for a bounce. Like maybe when you get one ugly day like that, sometimes it's just overdone that day and you get a nice bounce the next day. So again, not in love with this list, but we'll see if we get some A+ setups. Tomorrow, I'm done babbling. See you guys in the chat room.